過ぎた季節が嘘だとしても重ねたぬくもりは嘘じゃない君が残した背中の傷跡は今もずっと甘くてだからずっと痛くて
Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leon Mookie here with a new fanfic for you guys. This is one that's going to start the year off good, hopefully. Actually, this is The Dark Summoner, a Fire Emblem and Highschool DxD fanfic. And this is the one, and this is going to be the first that starts off the year of 2023. So fingers crossed that this becomes that of a good series, and I hope a lot of people like. Any rate, in this, it's going to be focusing on the summoner that's on my playthrough of, well, Fire Emblem Heroes, actually. And to be honest, it's kind of a downside that there's not really a lot of, well, Fire Emblem fanfics that do a lot of crossovers, to be honest. Hell, there's not really a lot of OC, well, Fire Emblem fanfics either, so there's that too. So I decided to do two of them because it's mostly romance Fire Emblem fanfics, to be honest. And there's nothing wrong with that because I used to like shipping stories like that back in the day, just not as much as I used to because, well, I'm not a hopeless romantic like I used to be. So yeah. This chapter is going to be, well, that of the origin story on how things are going to work out in this story going forward. So, with all that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? Chapter 0, Prologue, The Life of Trey Zaya. You know, life has a mysterious ways on how it plays out for you. To be fair, it's undeniable. My life, I was originally a normal, everyday African-American kid going to college to get a degree in that of coding and digital programming as well. And honestly, little did I know my life would take a huge turn. Forgive me. Allow me to introduce myself. The name is Trezia White, and I am currently the summoner of the Order of Heroes. What is the Order of Heroes by any chance, you might be asking? It's basically the order on where many heroes throughout the universe of Fire Emblem come together to fight against a great evil and for the kingdom of Askler. It's there I met quite a bit of unique individuals, both being the Crown Prince and its princess of Asker, being Alphonse and his little sister, Sharina. As originally, I couldn't stand these two. Just being around them, they kind of annoyed the hell out of me. And especially Alphonse. The guy was way too self-righteous for his own good, to be honest. But over time, I saw the two, well, royal siblings as now my closest friends. Even the red-headed commander, who was one of the very first people who I led into battle with my tactics. Anna, as well. Girl's a bit of a money grubber, I won't lie. Well, in fact, she's a goddamn gold digger. But she's not half bad when you get to know her. As the summoner of the Order of Heroes, it was my duty to, well, summon many heroes throughout the universe. Many heroes who done great deeds in their own worlds. I met a few of them, and some of them ended up becoming quite some of my closest allies and friends. Even my best friends, actually. Like the radiant hero Ike, the tactician of the shepherds, Robin, the Sagea blade wielder, Lynn, and the young lion, Roy, as well. As these great, well, if not just them, many of their allies, and many other amazing heroes. However, even there are sometimes even villains are considered to be heroes as well. While many of them, who I end up summoning or end up aiding, I despise with a goddamn passion. Well, some I can actually sympathize and begin to understand the reasons on what they did, or they were just tragic figures who couldn't help but do bad things because they were either ordered to or they had no choice. With that, I realized that there's more to a hero than just their actions or the title that they are given. Because of that, I began to see many of the people who are part of the Order of Heroes as a secondary family, a new family to me as well. With even many of the battles that we fought against certain kingdoms who wanted to destroy Asker as well, such as the kingdom of Emblem, the kingdom of Moosefell, the kingdom of Hell, and even dealing with that of the land of dreams and nightmares. Throughout these experiences, many of my friends and comrades went through harrowing experiences. Even for myself, when multiple times I either went missing. To many people, I went missing, but in reality, I was just, the only person that was never put into the dream. I was nearly kidnapped, mostly for my ability to use the Prologue, the sacred relic that allowed me to summon the heroes. After that day, I decided that enough was enough. I was tired of sitting on the sidelines, tired of feeling even though I was the strategist, the tactician for the Order of Heroes, I was tired of seeing my friends get hurt. So, I decided to fight back, stand side by side with my friends and loved ones as well. Little did I know, Prologue had the ability to morph itself to not just to look like that of a gun / a pistol variant, but also become that of a sword, a lance, and an axe. So, I decided that I would fight back with my very own blade, version of Prologue. But would my ability to still summon great heroes still be able to do so? Which I actually can. By stabbing the blade into the ground, I am still able to summon heroes from the multiple universes to aid us as well. There, I also learned how to use magic, and even learned how to fight back, using my own unique fighting style of fighting, using my sword called the Way of the Void, which I'm able to fight up close and personal. However, I'm even able to use magic and to float my weapon towards my foes at high speeds, cutting them down from long range if I'm not able to get close to them. Due to that, I was a terrifying foe on the battlefield, and I don't regret it, not one bit, standing side by side with those who I cherish the most. Even though some of them do irritate the hell out of me, I can't help but cherish every moment I have with them by my side. Not just my friends, but my lovers as well. To be honest, I used to hate the fact of harems when I was still in the world of Steel, my own home world, actually. But now I realized it's mostly due to me having that of belief that there's no such thing as true love back then. And now that's changed. I do believe in love. My first love was with the princess of Niffle. At first, when I met her, she seemed like that of your typical princess. Kind heart, which you would see in most fairy tales. Kind, caring, but isn't afraid to fight back if necessary. But she's also quite shy, to be honest. When spending time with her, I realized that she wasn't half bad as a person. given how cold she is. When touching her, she was always. I never actually felt cold around her. She was still warm, but has a chilling air that calms you. Since then, I ended up falling in love with her, and she with me. And personally, I don't regret it ever since. But then there was my other love, the one I loved at first sight, that being Levitane, the second princess of Mistful. She when I first saw her, when we first battled her, she was like a mindless robot, just following orders from her father, Surtur. To him, she was nothing but a puppet for him. And to that, I couldn't stand the man. If anything, I despised him on how he treated both his daughters. But when it came to Levitane, I wanted to save her from her father, save her from herself that would soon be into self-destruction. After that, she soon joined the heroes, and I spent every moment with her. I enjoyed being around her. She may be warmed when you're close to her, but she's cold-hearted when she doesn't understand emotions and feelings. But when she finally understood what love was, she did not hesitate. She told me straight to my face that she wanted to stay by my side forever, and I accept it. However, the next person that I would end up having feelings for was by complete and total accident. It being Levitane's older sister, the original crown princess, Ligyorn. Originally, Ligyorn was one of our most fiercest enemies when Musvan tried to, attack Arcus and cause the apocalypse. She was determined on trying to defeat us, the Order of Heroes. But after Fjorn, calmed her down alongside her sister, she was able to put down her blade and allow us to defeat her father. With that, she soon lived her life as, of a normal girl. At least tried to live a normal life. She became close friends with Fjorm, and soon she was devoted to being her best friend. Because she always spent time with her, I kind of spent time with her as well. At first, she kind of despised me. Mostly because I was friends with Elfin, to be honest. So, in return, she kind of despised me. But over time, she warmed up to me and officially became a member of the Order of Heroes, mostly for Fjorm's sake. But then things changed as we started fighting side by side together, and I began giving her tactics, even some tactics that ended up saving her life as well. And she even taught me on how to fight. Things began to change between us. She began to open up to me on why she always felt like she was second to her little sister. Why did she always was so driven to serving their father Surtur, and why she's close to Fjorm now, as Fjorm being her first true friend. With that, I couldn't help but accept her as my friend too, wanting to get to know her even more. And through our interactions and time together, it soon turned into love. At first, I thought it was kind of wrong. I fell in love with Ligyorn, when in fact I'm in love with not just Fjorm, but also, Levitane as well. But over the time, the two sisters and my first love, decided to share me. At first, I already hated myself for falling in love with Levitane, while also being in love with Fjorm. But after this, I decided that I wanted to make all 3 girls happy and stay by their side to the very end. Little did I know, I would end up falling in love with another girl who felt broken and sad, mostly because of everything that she's gone through, all of the pain she went through trying to defend the living world from her own mother. That's the crown princess of the kingdom of hell, Air. When spending time with Air, she was completely and utterly loyal to the Order of Heroes. She followed my commands and orders and tactics to the letter when fighting against the kingdom of hell. When spending time with her, she always seemed sad, almost seemed obedient in a way, but not in the same way as Levitane and Ligior. She seemed more, hollow in a way, like part of her was missing. Because of that, I couldn't help but feel bad for her. Couldn't help but feel somewhat sorry for her about everything that she's going through, feeling like she's not useful in some way. After that, I decided to try and, give her a chance, try to fill that emptiness in her heart, try to become a close and caring friend to her. Hard for me to say given how much of an asshole I kind of am. But even so, she ended up falling in love with me. Even ended up realizing her memories, her lost memories from a time before. Due to that, I couldn't help but feel somewhat, happy for her, as she even began realizing her feelings, her past emotions for me, and for life itself. So for that, I couldn't help but stay by her side as well. And last but not least, my last love, the last person I began to have feelings for, and I would want to stay by her side, given that she already had a crush on me when I first met her. This being Ash, who originally was kind of at first I thought she was like a bumbling, clumsy and somewhat, naive kind of girl. But to be honest, she's actually quite something else, to be honest. She's always positive, caring, and supportive. Completely different from my past lovers, actually. So, and due to that, I couldn't help but be drawn to her positivity. Plus, it's added as a bonus that she is kind of cute when she puffs her cheeks from time to time. Soon after, I couldn't help but, fall for her as well. And when I told her this, it made her absolutely happy. And let's just say I almost had a broken back for at least 2 days. And so I have that of 5 lovers. And you would think that makes me that of a scumbag. Trust me, I thought the same thing. It kind of make me that of an asshole and a bit of a jerk as well. But all these girls who I fell in love with and who fell in love with me generally tell me that they're willing to share me, that they just want to stay by my side, that they genuinely care about me as for me. And because of that, I couldn't help but fall for them too. And even though I have always did love them as well. So, to be honest, my time as the summoner of the Order of Heroes was quite, an interesting life. And I wouldn't trade it for anything in this world. Sadly, given my life as a whole and everything that I've gone through, nothing in this world is truly fucking easy for me. And I always have to continue to struggle on and on and on. So, and why do I say this? Well, let's just say I'm going to be thrust into another battle, into another war. And right now, my very emotion, my very feelings is basically an unbridled, unsettling, unyielding, and unrequited, infamous fucking rage. And it's currently right now because I am staring at a person with crimson red hair, blue eyes, and an armor that basically says I am wearing this because I have no choice. Because right now, I just want to stab his fucking pretty boy face right about now. Because his name is Sir Zetch's Lucifer. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Love to read them. So what do you guys think on this prologue chapter? I basically wanted to explain about Trey Zaya, actually, and about his emotions through being the summoner of the Order of Heroes. And he'll be able to summon other characters and members of the Order of Heroes to the world of Highschool DxD, but there will be a catch, unfortunately. So yeah. Also, I know what some of you may be thinking. You're basically giving this guy another harem. Yes and no. If any of you guys who have played Fire Emblem Heroes, and if you get the expansion pass in the shop, the summoner can have that of multiple supports with that of 5 characters. The two can be unlocked, while the other 2 is that of 5 monthly payments to keep it going after all. So yeah. Any rate, if you're saying so, there's basically a legitimate reason for Trey Zaya to have a harem, actually, because it's not just the in-game mechanic, but also a story mechanic too. Plus, I love all these 5 girls, to be honest. And sure, there are the other females of Fire Emblem 3 heroes, especially many of the female villains, if you've seen any of them. But this is mostly for story reasons, after all. So yeah. Any rate, if you guys like this prologue chapter, hit that like button. Also, hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification to keep up to date with my videos when I upload on the channel. Also, check out my Discord, gaming channel, main channel, and my new and improved Patreon. So, with all that said, this is Leon Mookie, signing out. Later, guys. I hope you all take care.